Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Um, First of all, hello. How are you doing? Today I'm going to start my presentation about art and politics. But for that, first I want you to know me. So I'm an art student who really loves horror movies and stop motion animation. And that's why I feel this passion about art. And that's why I decided to talk about this topic. Mhm. Okay, so in the title, we have two words that are very important: art and politics. So, what do you think when you think about art? Maybe some of you think about a painting put on a wall, or maybe a sculpture in a museum. But it's that. uh, and on the other hand, when we think about politics, maybe some of you think about vote and the president and maybe something else, but it's just that, no? Uh, so today I'm going to prove you that it's more than that. Um, so first we're going to start with the word art and how we first appreciate it. Because when we think about art, there's some word that comes out of our minds that is aesthetic. Uh, it's in Latin, but in English it's aesthetic. And we usually think of this word as an adjective, but according to some philosophers, we need to think about it as a feeling because when we see this as an adjective, we usually see a piece of art and say, "Oh, okay, it's pretty. I don't like it. It's ugly," and that's all. But the appreciation, it's only the first part to really understand the art. To get into it, we need to feel it. Uh, you could see some famous paintings in this part, and well, I think that is the most famous. And you can say, okay, it's a woman who's sitting, or maybe it's stand, and she's smiling. But what does that mean? Okay, so it's to talk about this topic, we need to know a little bit of the story of the art because the art born with the need to communication. The first humans start to painting on the caves. This is a picture from the Altamira caves. And they start to painting thinking about silhouettes, figures, and colors before, before a formal language because they didn't have one. So the art exists before the language. And that's a really important thing. uh, because uh, the modern human also needs the art as well as the first humans. Here we have the Maslow pyramids of needs, and he said that the human, well, I don't know if you can see at all, but this guy say that for have a real well development in society, we need to fill all these needs. And the first one is about having a house where have food in our stomach. But the last ones is about what we think, what mm, the confidence about ourselves, the what other things? Well, this feeling of liberty, and the art is in that part. So is the we already know that the one of the first needs of the art is to communicate, but it also it usually comes with other needs like what do we want to communicate? Because that's an important thing, a really important thing. So we can see in classic paintings how do they represent religious events and portraits of kings or important people. And why do they do that? Because they want to be remembered. They have the wish to keep existing. And that's a, well, in my point of view, that's a dog thing, because as humans, we have this thing to want to dejar algo que nos recuerden. Okay, I'm going to the next. So that reminds me of a phrase of René Descartes that is, I think and then I exist. I don't know if some of you hear about this phrase, but it's something that a philosopher said once, and it implicates two things. The first one is that we need to think, because if we don't think, we don't exist. But how do we demonstrate that we exist? And that's with the ideas. And talking about the ideas, it's a really difficult topic because it implicates ontological and epistemological topics. And that's not for this presentation. So we're going to stay at the border and say that the truth only resides in the ideas, and the ideas are statements. So here we have a painting, maybe some of you know. It's the creation of the human by Michelangelo, and we have a human figure, other human figures, some silhouettes, and it's easy to understand what's happening there. No, it's a man pointing at something, and that's right, that's okay. But what happened when we see some of these pieces of art? This is a textile piece, like it's like meat hanging. This is a Rothko painting, and maybe you think, okay, it's red and other kind of red, but it's really out. What's the idea in this piece? And then we have a picture of a performance for Marina Abramovic that is a really interesting woman. If some of you want to investigate later, she do crazy things to demonstrate her ideas. Okay. So what I want to say with all of this, it's that ideas besides in everywhere, in every place. Even if in the place that you can't imagine that has an idea. So we continue with the next word, politics. But politics also contains other words that we need to understand, like culture. And culture came with to the world of in Latin, that is cultus, and it implicates an act to modify the earth. So when we modify the earth, we also modify the environment when we exist, where we exist. And with this act, we try to answer to the problems of our existence. And one of these problems is the problem to coexist with others. And that's why the politics exists, because we live in a society and we need order. And here I write it. The politic born with the need to form a society where everybody can do something to collaborate for the good of others. Because it differentiates to others, like ants or bees, that they also have a society, but the humans have this strange attitude to marginalize and, and invisibilize other cultures because their skin color, their language, how do they look, and other things. No, that's why I put these images because okay, everybody knows what Hitler does in his time, but if we really think about the statements, I mean the ideas that he has, it's exactly the same that this man has. So the politics is everywhere, uh, as well as the art, um, because it brings back the exercise to decide something that we want others to know. And because we want others to know something, we're doing a constantly exercise to art. Uh, well, an artistic exercise. So that's all. Thank you. If you have questions, I really appreciate to hear it.
Thank you, Daira, for your great presentation. It was really cool